Hey guys, can I talk to you about something medical?
Sure.
Of course.
I think I'm really worried about my head. I just I'm really concerned. This has never happened to me before. We went to the movies last night, right?
Uh-huh.
And we saw The Mummy.
Yep.
And
Lee
just for
Cronin's.
the life of me, I can't remember any point in time where Brandon Fraser showed up.
Huh. You know what? On second thought, he wasn't in the movie.
What?
Yeah, I didn't see him.
You're telling me this now for the first time. There's no way that I would have known that The Mummy didn't have Brandon Fraser. Anyway, let's talk about it. Welcome back to Lost in the Frame. My name is Alex.
I'm your host, Malik.
And I'm your host, Tachi.
And we are talking about The Mummy, but not just any mummy. We're talking about Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Important distinction to be made here. There's no Brendan.
Do you guys know who made this? I can't find it anywhere.
I think his name's Keith.
Keith Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I love that Neon even tweeted, Brendan Fraser is not in Lee Cronin's The Mummy. They had to put out a PSA to let people know. Was there not a different title you could pick?
You just know that someone missed all of that and still went thinking like, we're back, baby.
That it's some
The
type
Rock.
of sequel.
The Rock.
And it doesn't help that I think we are getting The Mummy
Reboot.
requel,
We are.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if they saw that news and they're like, oh, it's here already, they're in for a rude awakening. Before we get into Lee Cronin's The Mummy, let's get into Lee Cronin's movie news.
Wait, we have Lee Cronin's rapid review first.
Oh, Lee Cronin's rapid review. I totally forgot. Okay.
How dare you?
All right. Our first segment, Lee Cronin's rapid review. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I rewatched Interstellar pretty recently,
Nice.
and it's so much better after watching 2001. 5 out of 5.
Interstellar is a great movie. My
No
rapid
notes.
review, I recently watched Pizza Movie, directed by Nick Kosher and Brian McElhaney. This stars Gaten Matarazzo of Stranger Things fame and Sean Giambrone. This is a comedy set in a college dorm room of two characters who get high and need to go downstairs to get their pizza. It's a fun enough time. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Not all the jokes landed. It's a little corny, but it could be just for a put on a dumb movie in the background, be entertained for 95 minutes.
I come to you on this day for our rapid review, asking you for forgiveness, because when I watched 1987's The All Nighter, I was a different man, and I've since seen the error of my ways, and I'm hoping to make change. 3 out of 10.
That bad?
It was really bad.
What is The All Nighter?
All right, look, I'm a simple guy. All right.
It's got a cover.
Gotta go look at this.
A little on point. Because you know the band, the Bangles, Walk Like an Egyptian?
Yeah.
So their lead singer, Susanna Hoffs, is just stunning. And I'm weak. And so when I saw that she starred in a movie her mom directed, it's like, this there's no way this can be bad. It was really bad. It's almost like it's so close to being a bit, but it's dead serious.
You are the only person on my letterbox who has logged this,
Same.
who has touched it, it's in no one's list. Okay. I will not be watching. Thank you. All right. Now let's get to Lee Cronin's movie news. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Before you take your headphones off, Tachi, listener, last night at CinemaCon, the Avengers Doomsday trailer was shown. Tachi wants to avoid any and all spoilers, so he will be unplugging while I read the description. If you, the listener, also don't want to know, and the trailer is not out yet by the time you're listening to this, go ahead and skip forward 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay, skip forward Yeah, 2 minutes because we got to
Just to
discuss
be
it.
safe. Just to be safe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you a thumbs up when you're safe.
All right.
All
Goodbye.
right.
We should just totally give him a thumbs up.
When I'm in the middle of doing it, I'm like, they're dead. They're dead. They're all fucking dead. Okay.
He noticed. He knows what we're doing.
All right. Here is the exclusive footage description, and this comes from Discussing Film. The trailer opens on Professor Xavier watching an energy rift from inside the X Mansion, which is in shambles. The famous Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters sign lying in rubble. We then see Robert Downey Jr. unmasked as Victor Von Doom, talking in his Latvian accent, teasing that something is coming that cannot be stopped. After the studio logo, the newly completed Avengers Tower is shown with a fresh red and white A logo on the building. The Fantastic Four meet with Sam Wilson's division of the Avengers. Some alliances are forged as we are shown the Thing trying to join forces with the Wakandans. Shuri and M'Baku are seen trying to make peace with Namor and the Atlanteans. Tensions rise as some of the fight scenes between our heroes are shown. Channing Tatum as Gambit battles Shang-Chi with his purple-powered staff being able to hold off the 10 rings. A huge money shot comes with Yelena coming face-to-face with Mystique from the original Fox movies, sporting a new haircut and a white comic-accurate costume, who we see morph into Florence Pugh before they fight. In a major beat of the trailer, Thor tries to strike down Doom with Stormbreaker, using all of his power to summon lightning, but Doom can easily stop it with just the palm of his hand. Throughout the trailer, Thor is begging other characters to put their quarrels aside because he explains that he's had friends and allies die at the hands of enemies who are less powerful than Doom. He is very clearly afraid and claims that they need America. Thor then looks to a character off screen and says, "It can't be." He holds out Mjolnir, which then flies into Steve Rogers' hands before the title card concludes the trailer.
That sounds so bad.
That sounds like fan fiction
Horrible.
that they just got a bunch of fans that are just like, okay, how are we going to make these action figures fight? That sounds terrible. What are we doing?
I think they're scared. And we can talk about this when Tachi takes off his head or when he comes back, but that sounds just like the worst. It's Marvel. Secret Wars could never come out after this.
No. Okay, I think we can bring him back. We'll still talk about it. We'll tell him how we feel about it. Okay, can you hear us?
Do you want to know how we feel about it? Are you okay with that?
I think I may have read your lips on that one.
What do you think? What'd you see?
I saw something like Steve Rogers says, "What are we? Some sort of Avengers?"
That is said.
And then Doctor Doom rips his head off.
Do you want to know how we feel about it or no? We can move on. I feel like we're going to get this trailer in the next 2 weeks, right?
It has to be.
It has to be at this point. Like,
especially with their whole Infinity Vision bit.
Oh,
yeah, they
my
start
God.
building hype.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that right now.
Yeah, the Infinity Vision?
Has there ever been like a corporate decision like that in film that just was pure cope?
It's cope to the highest degree. It's hilarious.
It's literally just slapping a sticker on like a Dolby screen and being like, this is better than IMAX, actually.
So for those that aren't familiar, Disney recently announced that Doomsday, and I think they're doing like a Endgame re-release, will be shown on what was it called?
Infinity Vision.
Infinity Vision screens, which is Disney certified screens that have like the best picture, the best sound, yada yada yada. All this because if you remember in earlier episodes, we talked about Dune 3 and Doomsday are releasing on the same day. Dune 3 got all of the IMAX screens, and instead of, it sounds like Disney tried to pressure Dune into moving. Dune didn't move. Disney's not moving, so now Disney has certified screens to see this in the best format possible. I'm doing air quotes.
It's not. It's people. Don't fall for it, please.
It's just a gimmick.
It got no reaction.
Yeah.
It did get a reaction. It just got clowned on.
People were like, yeah, look at the corporate company trying. Idiots.
I mean, I'm almost as excited for Dune, or I'm almost Yeah, I'm as excited for Dune 3 as I am for the continuing battle between these two movies.
Yeah.
Like, Dune is winning, and they have all the momentum.
Yep.
I've seen no one in the wild talk about Avengers Doomsday.
I think what's sad is this does feel like a Barbie Oppenheimer situation, but we're pitting two queens against each other. I'm only saying that Doomsday is a queen because it's cinema at the end of the day, but it's going to be
Well,
kind of
so was
exciting
the
to
All
watch.
Nighter, and Lee Cronin's the All Nighter.
I'll just say this. I got to see this trailer with my own eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that I don't believe it, because that is 100% what happens. People saw this trailer last night, but I got to see it.
Got to see it to believe it.
The fact that Godzilla -1 did way less in its trailer and garnered as much hype as it did is just crazy.
Well, that shot next to the Statue of Liberty.
Amazing.
I've seen
yeah.
theories that there's two.
Oh yeah,
Two
by the
Godzillas.
way, people, you're going to hear our news out of order because we can't plan. So all of the news that like happened before this, like the Godzilla -1 trailer release and Avatar and all that, you'll hear about on May 5th.
No. This episode comes out Tuesday, the 21st. So it's the most up to date.
No, I
This-
know, but I'm saying all of the stuff that we talked about the last time we filmed, like Godzilla -1 trailer or -0 trailers release, Avatar, all that.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're going to have things a little bit backdated.
And we're like, wait, what the fuck is wrong with these guys?
I think we timestamped our recording.
I hope
Audibly?
so. I think
Yeah,
we
but
did. Yeah, audibly. I
We
think we
did, but it's going to be a little goofy.
For sure.
Goofy ad time.
Little silly goofy guys, silly geese.
Silly geese men.
Wait, so
All
what
right.
are there going to be two of?
Honk, honk.
Oh, I think I've seen theories that there might be two Godzillas, like in the movie.
Oh,
Two big lizards.
cool.
We'll see.
That'd be neat. What's next?
I believe I am next with a little bit of film news about everybody's favorite, and it's loading. Why didn't I just write it out? So linking the tweet. It's still loading. Minions and Monsters is set in the 1920s and is described as a celebration of the birth of cinema.
What?
Now, this actually retcons the lore a little bit because from the before this, the Minions were in a cave in Siberia from the Battle of Waterloo to the 1960s. So they canonically wouldn't have helped Hitler.
What?
Mm.
So now they've retconned it because, like, the Minions, they help evil people, right? I mean, that's their whole shtick.
You're talking about
They help-
Gru?
Yeah, I'm talking
Gru's
about
minions?
Gru's Minions.
Yeah, so they've been around for like forever, and like Alex is saying, their whole thing was they always help. I think they help like not the most evil person, but they just help evil people. And so if they've been alive this long, people are like, okay, did they help this person? Did they help this person? Did they help Hitler?
Mm.
And so Alex is saying they retconned
Or-
it.
Yeah, not Disney. Illumination was like, or Dream, or whoever made this movie.
I think
There's
Illumination
There's a big gap where they were apparently like frozen in a cave in Siberia or something.
to not help Hitler during that
So they
time.
did not help Hitler. But now they've retconned it. Hitler's back on the table.
Because now they've
They were around in the 20s.
Okay. Neat.
From what I've heard with this movie is it's going to be like a big tribute to the creature features of early cinema. So like your Frankensteins and Draculas. I've never
What
seen
about
any of
Birth
the
of a
Minions
Nation?
movies. Sure. That's on the table. Minions addressing some heavy topics there. I
Yeah.
don't think it's too young to teach your kids about Birth of a Nation. Anyway.
Top Gun 3. I guess. I hope
We
it
got
works.
We got to get Tachi Twitter. Top Gun 3 is in development.
Right. And
How do we
Tom
feel?
Cruise is going to be in it
Yep.
again. He's a little bit older now. He's going to be, 4 years older than Maverick?
Who's already getting up there.
Yeah.
How long can Mr. Cruise keep doing this?
I don't know.
I got a question.
Mhm.
Okay.
So in The Enemy, the first movie was the Soviets.
Sure.
In Maverick, it was clearly Iran.
Was it clear?
A country that was developing a nuclear weapon, an unnamed country that was developing a nuclear weapon that had mountains where it was hiding said nuclear facility, also off the coast, and randomly has 5th-gen fighters. I mean,
I love my propaganda movies.
so my question is, yeah, and like these movies rip. Like I'm not going to pretend they're not propaganda, but they rip. They rip. They're great. What country are we attacking in Top Gun 3?
I don't think it's a country. I think it's ourselves.
That would be nuts.
It's going to be like Toy Story 5. The enemy is an iPad.
But that was like, that was Dead Reckoning.
It is Dead Reckoning.
That is Dead Reckoning.
What if it's Canada?
I need to see how Canada would be portrayed.
According to some
Top Gun 3.
sources, they're not our best neighbors. They're pretty evil.
We could do, so it'll be Top Gun 3. You know that movie Neighbors with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen?
Mm-hmm.
That, but us in Canada.
Yeah.
Just endless pranks on each other via fighter jet. I'm in.
Sure, that sounds fun.
Malik,
you got the next one.
Clash of Clans released like a foot bundle. This was tweeted by like some of the accounts we look that tweet the movie news, and this was at the top of the page today. I've never played Clash of Clans. I've never downloaded that on my phone. I don't know what the feet bundle is.
Oh, he doesn't know what the feet bundle is, guys. Look at Malik. He doesn't know what the feet bundle is.
I don't know what the feet bundle is. Have either of y'all played Clash of Clans before?
No, but I watched someone play it once on like a bus.
Tachi, what is this game? What is it?
You basically, I don't know. I haven't played in like 15 years, but you build a base forever. You just you just continue to improve it over time.
You're defending it, I guess, against other clans?
Yeah.
Okay. So where does the feet come into play?
You can get rated. I don't know. Yeah. Not me. I don't know.
I didn't look too into it.
I don't know anything about feet. Actually, I kind of know a lot about feet because I worked at a podiatrist's office.
Oh, you did?
As a medical assistant. I saw some gnarly stuff.
What year was that? Was that like 16, 17?
That was 2018.
18?
Yeah, it's for like eight months.
I remember that phase. I don't remember if we were roommates at that time, but I would ask you all the time. I'm like, what'd you see today?
I've got some war stories.
Yeah.
Malik, you remember Tachi's foot phase?
I do remember Tachi's foot phase.
Yeah, I had a foot phase, guys. I won't lie.
Haven't we all?
Alex, you're up.
Selena Gomez has been cast in Brady Corbett of the Brutalist fame's next film, described as a 4-hour NC-17 rated film focused on the history of the occult in America. What could possibly be in this movie that Selena Gomez is also in?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think if I've ever even seen any NC-17 movies to like at least frame of reference it.
I don't know that I have.
I have seen Selena Gomez act, and this is a crime.
Could her acting be described as NC-17? Not safe for children?
It's not safe for anybody.
So apparently, I found a list, and this is a letterbox list some guy made. NC-17 rated films by the MPAA since 1990. Y Tu Mama Tambien, Requiem for a Dream, Eyes Wide Shut, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, Boogie Nights, Scream, Blue Valentine, which, okay, Saw, Kill Bill, American Psycho, Boondock Saints, and I sorted this by ranked highest to lowest.
Okay.
American Pie, Pulp Fiction, Killer Joe, Bruno. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get it. So it's either going to be a lot of gratuitous killing or hog.
It could go either way.
Or both.
Or both.
If Alex is lucky.
I like The Brutalist. I really like The Brutalist. And I'm very much looking forward to his next project.
I really liked it as well. I thought it didn't quite stick the landing.
I agree. I think the second half after the intermission is the weaker half of the two. It's still really good, but that first one is just like, especially leading up to the intermission. Whoa, that high was insane.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for this movie. I'm just very much questioning the casting of Selena Gomez. Tachi, you had some choice words for Selena Gomez before this.
I just think her acting's pretty flat.
Yes.
And could use some zhuzh.
Here we go. Here's my Selena Gomez impression. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, have we really considered all of our options here? I mean, come on.
Is that Only Murders in the Building?
I don't know. Those were just words off the dome, you know?
Oh.
You guys want to hear my Selena Gomez impression?
Yeah.
Sounds like her.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm Selena Gomez. How you doing?
Good.
Alex also sounds just like her. All right, last thing. The Call of Duty movie will release on June 30th, 2028 in theaters. Peter Berg, I don't know who he is set to direct with a script co-written by Taylor Sheridan. I don't know who he is.
Peter Berg is an American director and film producer who directed such hits as Hancock,
Okay,
Deepwater Horizon, Mile 22, and our favorite that we were just talking about, Battleship, starring Rihanna.
Okay.
So bro's qualified.
He keeps getting hired. That's true.
He also did Friday Night Lights.
The movie or the show?
He directed the movie.
Mm.
I think he produced the show.
The movie was pretty all right.
Oh my God.
What?
This is how I find out that there's a revival of Friday Night Lights greenlit on Peacock.
Oh, goody.
Wow.
Time to ruin another thing.
Why do we keep ruining stuff?
Okay, he did develop the show. So, and it's one of my favorites. So I guess I can't be too... It's going to be dog water, though. I mean...
Wait, this or Call of Duty? Both.
Call of Duty.
Okay.
So Taylor Sheridan is the creator of Yellowstone?
And Hell or High Water and Wind River. And he wrote the first Sicario.
Oh.
And he did all of the Yellowstone shows. Landman, Tulsa King, Mayor of Easttown. No. Mayor of Kingstown. There's a Mayor of Easttown, and that's something else.
Yeah.
Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
I used to love Taylor Sheridan. And then he took on like 800,000 projects at once, and he doesn't use a writer's room. And it's just all slop. I will say, 1883 was a really good Western miniseries.
Okay.
Like the Yellowstone prequel. That's pretty good. The first season of 1923 is really good until like the very end, and I still have yet to see the second season. But I was entertained.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. Regardless, movie's gonna suck.
Most likely.
Watch
we
out,
already
everybody.
had it. And if you want to hear our review on the Call of Duty movie, listen to our war episode where we talk about Act of Valor. That's a throwback.
Movie.
That's a throwback.
That is. Wow, we have throwbacks now, guys.
Cool.
Wait.
It was like our second or third episode. It was our third episode.
I gotta look something up real quick.
I know what you're looking up.
We've been doing this for over a year.
Yeah, when did we release our first episode?
We have been doing this for over a year.
We definitely started in April.
Mm-hmm.
Let me organize this by oldest
Sounds
news
right.
and see if I can get a date. Actually, we'll just go on Instagram. Sorry, listener. Bear with me. This is important. You're the one listening to us.
Imagine.
Guys, 2 days ago
Aw.
was our 1 year anniversary, April 15th.
Look at that.
Wow. Congrats to us. Here's to another year.
Hooray.
Hopefully, we don't mummify this podcast. Let's get into Lee Cronin's The Mummy. You guys ready?
Sure.
All right. To kick things off, I wanted to read off just a few fun facts about mummies because I actually think mummies are interesting.
Are these
Here's
Lee
the first
Cronin's
one.
mummies?
These are all of Lee Cronin's mummies.
Okay.
10 shocking facts about Lee Cronin's mummies.
Cool.
In ancient Egyptian mummification, onions were sometimes used to fill body cavities, often serving as false eyes. Nasty. There's a reason we don't like onions, Tachi.
I love onions.
King Ramses II is the first mummy to receive a passport. His passport lists his occupation as king. Same.
Wow.
During mummification in ancient Egypt, internal organs were removed through a long incision on the left side of the body. The priest who made the incision was known as the slicer or the ripper.
Wow. Sounds fun.
Last one. According to Egyptian lore, the god Osiris was the very first mummy. Osiris, Lee Cronin's first mummy.
Look at that.
All right, let's get into
Remember
our
those
letterbox.
Osiris shoes that people would wear in like middle school?
Yes.
No.
Those were crazy.
I have a very specific image of a boy that I went to middle school with in my mind. His name was redacted.
Was it you?
It was not me, I swear to God.
Was
But
it
no.
mini you?
No, it was not. It was literally like a kid in my class. He wore Osiris shoes, baggy shorts, and always these graphic tees, but he had a choice of backpacks, and it was always the Cookie Monster or Elmo, or he'd have a Cookie Monster hat or an Elmo hat. And like just that whole vibe, you know? It was the Sesame Street apparel paired with the Osiris shoes. That was the whole vibe.
Yeah. That sounds like 2009.
Right?
Yeah.
Simpler times.
Truly.
Better times now that we look back at it. Let's get into our letterbox love like loath. Tachi has our 5-star, I have a 3, and Alex has our 1.
This is a 5-star coming in. Lee Cronin's The Idiot. Split diopters, The Mummy. This movie was everything I wanted it to be, and I cannot wait to watch it again. Such a gross and fun time. Shocked that I had nail clippers with me while watching.
What a freak. Who brings nail clippers to the theater?
Hey, wait, yeah, why do they have nail clippers?
Don't worry about it.
I'm in the theater clipping my toenails. This 3-star comes in from Jonathan Fuji. Yeah, I don't care how long my daughter is missing. If that is how you found her, keep her, bro.
Oh my God.
Our 1-star comes from Barnabas Kokai. First of all, if it's AI, keep it up. Make a bunch of this. We're safe and sound. But every real person who had anything to do with this should never be allowed anywhere near the film industry again.
Wow.
Before I read the synopsis and the cast, do we remember what trailers played before? Was there anything of note?
I think the last one was pretty interesting. It started out with the window. Oh, it was the something on Oak Street.
Oh, The Last House on Oak Street?
Yeah.
Looks so sick.
That looks pretty interesting.
I'm very excited for that.
What about the Obsession?
Obsession looks really interesting. I heard it got good reviews out of South by. Yeah, look at Obsession. It's directed by Curry Barker. If you look him up, Tachi, let me know if you've seen him on TikTok. But it's him and his buddy. And they'd make like all these TikToks together. And like now they've got a feature horror film coming out.
That's really
He started getting a lot of buzz last year because they released like a 20-minute short film on YouTube, a horror short. that was actually pretty good. And I think this is like his first feature, and it looks kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
I'm intrigued by it.
Currently 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that'll be cool. So Obsession, Last House on Oak Street. I wanted to see the trailer for Evil Dead Rise, the sequel to the latest Evil Dead. Apparently, Evil Dead Rise was the one in 2023. I don't remember the name of what this
directed by Lee Cronin.
Yeah, I don't remember what the name of the sequel is that's coming out, but we didn't get that trailer. I don't remember what other trailers were there.
It's only a few.
Yeah,
they weren't really memorable.
Okay, except for those two.
Yeah,
but Lee Cronin
would have remembered them. Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
we
got to talk about that.
Go ahead.
It looks amazing, and you're a fool.
It looks fun. Come on, Malik. It looks fun. Malik, you like enough bad movies that I'm really surprised you don't think it at least look fun.
I know, but I don't know. It doesn't even look fun to me.
That's crazy.
What's his face as Johnny Cage?
Yui.
Yeah, just following this. Yeah, following Johnny Cage just is not what I would want from a Mortal Kombat movie. I don't know if that's what happens in the ones from the 90s. I don't know.
Yui.
What happens then? What do you mean?
Oh,
like if the ones in the 90s also follow a similar structure of like having the narrative story follow like Johnny Cage, is that his name?
Yeah, Johnny Cage.
Yeah. Like is he like the protagonist in the older movies? This is just the way that we're going this time around?
It's just the way that we're going.
I'm not with it. Get me off this ride. Ewy.
Wait, he I think literally is the protagonist.
Well, yeah, I got that from the trailer.
No, but I'm saying in the old ones, the first two characters listed on Letterboxd for the 95 Mortal Kombat is Liu Kang and Johnny Cage.
He's a really important character in the first movie. In the second movie, not so much.
I'll watch it, and we'll talk about it for sure.
We should watch the OG. I love it. I've seen it a million times.
We'll pair it with those.
Whoa, Tachi. Okay, yeah, we do need to talk about this because Mortal Kombat Annihilation is at a 3 out of 10 on Letterboxd, 1.5 out of 5. Tachi has it as a 6 out of 10.
And I have it on DVD.
3 out of 5.
Annihilation.
You have Mortal Kombat Annihilation on DVD.
I do.
It probably doesn't deserve a 6 out of 10. But the first one is actually really good. And by really good, I mean really fun.
That's fair.
I
hope it's good.
What about 1994's Immortal Kombat?
I haven't heard of it.
Two police officers discover an island laboratory where a madwoman is turning martial artists into super killers.
Wow.
This is the poster.
Oh, that looks sick.
That is reminiscent of the Three Ninjas. All right, here's the synopsis for Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Impeccable segue, thank you.
The young daughter of a journalist disappears into the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she is returned to them, as what should be a joyful reunion turns into a living nightmare. And this stars Jack Rayner, Laia Costa, May Calmoy, Natalie Grace, and Shiloh Molina. Okay. Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
So Lee Cronin is a newer director. He's got a few short films under his belt, this one included, but he came to fame with his Evil Dead Rise movie in 2023. I had a great time with that movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Nope.
I like the Evil Dead series. I was excited for this new one. It's got an insane title card opening, and it's just an hour and a half of crazy gore, fun time scares. So it's actually kind of looking forward to The Mummy. I hadn't seen a trailer. I just knew it was Lee Cronin. It's The Mummy. So I was excited. What were you guys feeling leading up to this movie?
Nothing. I didn't know who this man was. I hadn't seen the trailer. I didn't know anything.
I saw one trailer and I thought it was going to be horrible. I was just like, this is going to be terrible. I think I even said when we bought the tickets, this is going to be dog water.
How do we feel about it? Do we think it's dog water? I kind of know how Alex feels about it. Tachi, you're the one most in the dark. So
I've been trying to hide my reaction.
I'm excited to get into it. I'll start with my general feelings. When this movie is on, it's on.
Yes.
This is a very long movie at 133 minutes.
It is way too long. I thought this thing
really
was
long for a
I thought this thing was going to be an hour and 40 minutes. And I was like, I'm going to have dinner at a normal hour. And I'm not going to feed into Alamo's order during the movie thing. I ordered during the movie.
Yep. This movie should have been an hour and a half, hour 40, like you were saying.
Yep.
No need for this to be 2 hours. And there's a lot of times in this movie where that is felt. The times when we're not getting scared and seeing the gore, I just found kind of excruciating and a bore to get through.
Right.
But when it's on, it's on.
When it's on, it's on. I think that... So my thoughts are this. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. In fact, I think I went in with such low expectations that I was entertained. I wasn't like pulling my hair out the entire time. I think when this movie is a thriller, when it's like a detective movie thriller, which there's a decent chunk of it where it is, that's the best bit.
Yep.
By far. The rest of it is derivative horror trash that didn't land.
Yes.
Actually, trash is a strong word. It's very derivative. It clearly lifts off of two things. One of them is way obvious. The other one I don't think is very obvious. But it's a recent enough movie that I picked up on it.
Can I guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
First one, obviously The Exorcist.
Yep.
Second one, recent?
Within like the last 3 years now? 3 years?
Interesting.
We went and saw it together.
Interesting.
Just you and me.
I don't know why I thought The Substance.
Not a substance.
Okay. What?
It Lives Inside, the Indian horror one.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same bit. It ends exactly the same way. And it's not a very scary movie. Like, it doesn't do the horror. Like, I don't think at one point I was ever jump scared. There's a couple gore things that did get me. One particular, which we will get into.
Yes. I think we all reacted to it.
But this is not, like, I did not find this a scary movie. In fact, there were more times that I laughed during it than was spooked by it. I think we're going to talk about this for a bit. So, Tachi, I'll pass it to you. Have you gotten any thoughts?
Yeah. I'm generally kind of a wuss when it comes to horror, and I was not scared a single time. Like, not even a little bit.
That's good.
A lot
We're
of the
going to cook
movie...
you during Spooktober.
Again. Every year he's getting cooked.
Just don't give me another Mr. Pipes. Yeah, it drags. There is a sequence that I really enjoyed that we'll get into later with the tomb. But other than that, it just really sucked. I did not have a good time, and I could not wait to leave.
Damn.
If I wasn't with you guys, I probably would have left early.
Wow.
The script is really bad.
It is.
Painfully bad, painfully inconsistent. Like the demon curse thing just never really acts like, I don't know. It's really strange.
During my workout this morning, I was thinking about that, where I was like, it didn't make sense at all.
Right.
Like, okay. First of all, how much do we want? I mean, do you want to throw the spoiler tag up now?
Let's throw the spoiler tag up now.
Listeners, we are throwing the Lee Cronin spoiler tag up on this bit of the podcast. If you have not seen the movie and you want to, I would suggest going back and listening to our Exorcist episode, because it's basically this movie's trying to be The Exorcist. So go for it. I think I've said go back and listen to the Exorcist episode like 4 times. So let's not do that. Episode. Go back, listen to... No, we did... Oh, no, we're going to do... Malik said go back and listen to Ghost Watch in the future.
I did say that.
So
go back
I'm
and
not
listen
going
to
to tell you.
Spooktober. Just go back to October.
Yeah, do our spook. I don't know. Just go pick one, dude. I don't know.
Get a grip.
Just go see the movie, man. Why'd you click on this? All right. So, just high level. Here is how this curse works. There's this mummy that when it wakes up, it has to be transferred to a new body, right?
Yep.
Except when it's alive and being moved out of the tomb, half the time it doesn't even do anything. Like, it just goes up and down in terms of like how it feels like doing stuff.
Right.
Because spoiler, at the end of the movie, it goes into a new person and he doesn't do anything. He just waits to go into the next one. So, like, what's the big deal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he's just like joshing around, like as he's the daughter, pulling pranks on the family, terrorizing them. But I'm like, what is this demon's goal at the end of the day? And I was thinking the same thing. And especially once we got to the end, I think the end makes this lose whatever steam it had, like completely. It makes no sense.
Like, why does it have to be in the tomb? Clearly, if you kept it in like an area, it won't leave.
Yeah.
Right.
It may get dusty. May get a little dusty.
That's it.
It's just weird. If you jump back to the beginning of the film, when it's possessing the mom, and she's trapping Katie, and she's like, "Where's your mother?" Or "Mom." That's the word. The curse goes from that to not knowing what the word "mom" is, to then saying,
I don't think she was possessed. I just thought it was like a language barrier thing.
"Oh, I thought she was possessed."
Well,
dude, you're just racist.
We'll keep going with your thought.
Okay, I guess the mom wasn't possessed. I thought she was. But she goes from, "Oh, mom, that's the word," to, I'm going to butcher the quote, but she's like, "Give me them piggies," or whatever, and just starts licking some toes from underneath the door.
I kind of see where you're coming from. I guess that was just like a barrier thing, but like the mother, or I think you mean mom. Like, I did think that was a really weird line, so I thought something was like off demon wise from her, because even if it was like a language barrier thing, that correction doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
we learned a lot today about how Tachi and Malik feel about people speaking other languages. All right. Not everyone speaks English, guys, right?
Come
on.
No. But they should. So with the demon, okay. So they just got to do this chant to get the demon out of the body.
Right.
I'm a little confused on how long the demon needs to stay in a body before it needs to be transferred, because it seems like that's kind of loose. And it seems like it can either be by time or by chance. But when the time comes, you have to chant. But you could also chant out of time to get the demon out. And I just want to know what the family's goal was in getting... I know what their goal was to get the demon into the mom now, getting it out of the dad. What's stopping that mom from leaving that jail cell? She was only hooked up by like a single chain on that bed. This demon's going to terrorize the world.
There's so much that I don't understand. But let's talk about the good. Let's go back to the good. The detective sequences with the cop in Egypt.
Yes, played by May Conway, Detective Dahlia Zaki.
Yeah.
Those were awesome parts in this.
Yeah. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, we went Exorcist meets Zodiac for a little bit, and I was on board with it. I've seen May Conway in a couple shows, most notably. Tachi, did you watch Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's she's got the wings like at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
But she was fun in that show. Yeah, the detective sequences I thought were really cool, and there should have been more of that. Um, I will say it is very apparent early on that The Exorcist is a very big inspiration for this, but I was not mad at it. For like the first 20 minutes, it takes a while to get going, but I was kind of like in it. Like I was kind of locked into the movie.
I wasn't mad either.
Same.
In fact, when it wasn't trying to be like jump scary, that was when it was at its best. It's like, what happened to this kid? What did they do to him? And how can you fix it? And the rest of the movie is just freaky.
As soon as I saw the grandma, I knew she was cooked. Like the second she came on screen, I knew she was dead.
She was disposable from the beginning.
Yeah, 100%.
She was too funny. Her swag too tough. Her drip too. They'll kill you.
But yeah, before I dog on this movie some more, that part in the house at the farm when the cop is exploring and going through the tunnels, it was actually pretty tense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was on the edge of my seat, but it woke me up. I was really excited to see what happens next. That was really cool. And it looked great. The lighting was really great.
There was one bit though, and I leaned over and I said this to Malik, and I can't remember if I said it to you, Tachi. There was one bit where it's like, this was clearly filmed in like Southern California. It was like, they slapped the yellow filter in like Egypt. It's like, no, that's like outside of Fresno, dude.
It was when she pulled up to that house, and I was like, those are just vineyards. This is not Cairo.
To add on to that, I think I kind of understand the racist things because the whole movie, Egypt is just depicted as this dirty, dusty, no electricity place. I don't know that I saw a single working light bulb in any of the Cairo scenes. Like, why was the police station so dark? Why was the cop working in some back closet?
Vibes.
And it doesn't make sense to me. And like the interrogation room, crazy dark. I don't get it.
I feel like that's more. I mean, not to. I haven't given any ounce of thought to whether I think this movie is racist or not. Isn't the dark lighting in an interrogation room like a trope?
It's a trope.
Yeah, like that's. I feel like that's.
But it just looks like it couldn't have been lighter. It just looks like they don't have light bulbs.
And
I'll give you that.
It went from trope to like, how dark can we get this?
Right.
I'll give you that. I mean, it's a dark movie, I think, as a whole. Like most of the house scenes are like weirdly lit. The university is oddly lit.
Oh, and when they're uncovering, those two Egyptian scientists are uncovering the tomb and taking the pictures, what kind of room is that? And there's no way that the air quality or the environment in that room is set up to like peel layers off of a mummy. It's just not scientifically sound equipment. It can't be.
Tachi, do you have a lot of archaeology experience, Tachi?
Tons. I'm just finding things to complain about. But to get to a real gripe,
I've been there. I love it when it's just like you're pulling out the scientific accuracy when you complain about a movie because you're so pressed about it. I've been there with The Force Awakens. I mean, The Last Jedi.
We're not doing that today. I wanted to say something that this movie does good for a lot of its scenes is the tension building, especially that first sequence in the tomb with the first family that we're with when it's dark and she's kind of just like trying to like light the lighter to see if the tomb is open. She's like, oh, just open it just a crack. I thought that was really effective, and I thought that was a lot of fun. That's a good for me.
I really liked the build up to when she crawls through the floor when the wake is happening. I thought the build up to that was actually pretty good. And then nothing happens. She attacks people. The younger daughter plucks out our teeth, shows them off.
I loved that. I loved that bit. It was so funny.
That was funny.
That smile.
It's just like the timing of things never makes any sense. Like the fallout of that should have been part of the movie, but then it just cuts to nighttime and everyone's acting like nothing happened.
I unfortunately think for this movie there were like too many cooks in the kitchen. There was a lot of ideas that none of them were like fully fleshed out. We're like talking about the detective sequences and like, oh, that was really cool. All these tension building scenes and like the wake, like I feel like you can build a really good act around that entire thing, and it kind of just goes nowhere. Like comparing it to Evil Dead Rise, like Evil Dead Rise was, if I'm not mistaken, like a 1 or 2 location like feature film, and like just this family getting terrorized by their demon mother. And this just felt like so big, like Lee Cronin's The Budget and just kind of pulled out all stops. And I think unfortunately it was just too inflated. There's too many ideas at once going on.
I hate it when there's too many Lee Cronin's cooks in Lee Cronin's kitchen.
Same. Speaking of too many, the split diopter shots.
So many.
I love a good split diopter shot. I think there had to have been like 20 plus. Way too much.
It needs to be treated as the novelty it is.
Yeah. And I feel like it's becoming a little gimmicky. I say that as a fan of the shot. I will eat it up most times when I see it. But Lee Cronin, and if I'm seeing this once every 7 minutes in one movie, I'm gonna be pissed.
There was also like 100 million jump cuts.
Yeah.
Like Liam Neeson jumping over the fence level, absurd in some parts.
Yeah.
And it's like flashing back and forth from like the scene and like someone's mouth, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, just dude, stop.
Can we talk about the score?
I don't even remember any
it was
of
just constant screeching. It almost felt like the entire runtime of the movie.
There was one bit of the score with the daughter in the bed.
Mm.
I don't remember exactly where, but there was a couple points in this movie where I was just like, I thought the score was doing something really interesting. I'll have to go back and listen to it. The score for me was not an issue, and there were a few parts where I was just like, oh, this is actually pretty cool.
I think if you ever decide to watch this again, which I don't recommend,
I probably won't.
the music is really nauseating. So are the jump cuts. To go back to that for a second, like the chase scenes in the walls, that was awful to watch.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that there's a lot on the screen too that's just actually genuinely nauseating. Something that this movie does well is there's a couple absurd gore scenes. There's like 1 or 2 that they just get you. The nail really clipping scene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's discuss that a little bit.
Let's do it.
That might have been like the most like visceral reaction I've had to something, I think, ever.
I've lost a nail before, like clean, got completely ripped off. That was a particularly rough sequence for me. Actually, it's happened 3 times.
That's insane. All
within like a 2-year span when I was a kid. The first one was in, I think it was Germany. Maybe it was Germany. I was wearing flip-flops. My mom opened the door to the post office right over my toe.
No, thank you.
Hearing that, Mom, I remember. I'll remember many years from now. So get on your good behavior.
The shots of just her clipping the nails were so effective and like so nasty. This movie's nasty.
It's nasty. It's gross. This is a gross movie.
And I say that in a positive light. Like,
I can also say it in a negative light.
What's your negative take on it?
The coyotes were horrible. They looked ridiculous.
What was that?
That was a bit much.
That was so dumb. Just let her fall out.
But no, like when they were like standing there menacingly, like it looked like something out of like a video game. Red Dead Redemption 1.
Yeah, too many cooks. There was no connection to the coyotes, to anything we had seen or will
Coyotes
see.
aren't even Egyptian.
So they wouldn't even
Cats.
they wouldn't even vibe. They wouldn't vibe check the mummy.
No, they wouldn't care. They don't care.
Yeah, that kind of just felt like something to put in. Like, ooh, not even the coyotes like what's going on. They sense something's wrong.
If anything, they
this
should have been
movie's
running
nasty.
away.
Her nail just it was so bad. What else? A lot of black goo.
There was a lot of black goo.
Mm-hmm.
For the nail thing, so when I was at the podiatrist's office as a medical assistant, I clipped nails every day. There's a shocking amount of people who let their fungal nails get to a point where they're, instead of growing.
Wait, pause.
What?
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
Continue.
Instead of their nails growing forward like healthy nails do, they grow upward. They thicken. And you have to get like these special clippers to clip through, like industrial clippers to clip through these like 1/2 inch thick nails.
What about like a Dremel tool?
Yeah, you could use that to shave it down, which I use as well. That was usually used to just like kind of smooth out the end of the nail after I clipped it all off. Yeah, she should have just gotten one of those, because that would have been way easier.
She was using a classic nail clipper, thinking it was going to do something.
Rookie mistake.
There were a lot of horrible medical decisions made by one person.
The doctor.
The dumbest person in this movie was the mom.
Unfortunately so.
She was so like,
yeah.
I mean, what, like, after the daughter like beats the crap out of like 4 people, the dad's like, we should probably think about getting her somewhere where she can be better taken care. Are you saying I can't take care of my own daughter? I actually hate you now. We don't need you. I'm going to go be with her. And you know what? Your mom is dead because of you.
Literally.
Meemaw died because of you.
And
this movie unfortunately suffers from a lot of bad decisions.
A lot.
And the dad, he's not innocent either. Half the movie is spent with him going like he just makes this face, and he makes it like 1,000 times. Just
me shaking my head so they know I disapprove.
What was craziest about the mom saying that was immediately after the nail scene, when she rips the skin from the daughter's toe to like her kneecap. She just rips it right off. And she's like, you think I can't take care of my daughter?
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think you're a little out of your element, lady.
The crazy thing, like, the entire premise of this movie is kind of hilarious. Like, going back to the 3-star review that I read, where they're like, I don't care how long my daughter is missing. If you bring her back to me and she's like that, like, take her back.
Yeah, how did the Egyptian doctors just like, oh, she's great. She just needs a nice bath and like SpongeBob, and she'll be good. That
hospital scene was honestly, unironically, so funny. They're like, yeah, she's really strong right now, but like, we're not sure why. She's acting aggressive, but it's just because we gave her some of those medications. And as far as her looks, I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, enjoy your 20-hour flight home. See you later.
How did they get her to Albuquerque from Cairo? Probably you need at least what? You need a connector from Albuquerque to a hub to, depending on what that hub is, if you get lucky, you get to like Atlanta. You can probably get Atlanta to like Heathrow.
Yeah.
Or Istanbul. I don't know. I know you can get Houston to Istanbul. I don't know the airport situation for Cairo. How many flights are there? You're looking at least like 2 or 3 layovers.
At least 20 hours of traveling for sure.
How did she not bug out once?
That plane should have gone down. With her on it, that plane would have gone down.
She already took a plane down, too. That's the craziest bit.
Yeah.
That was honestly a really cool, fun shot of the guy fixing his bike with the plane just tail spinning in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was awesome.
That was cool. You okay, Alex? You're shaking your head a lot.
Let's talk about our possessed friends dialogue.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it was all over the place.
This was the worst part of the movie for me. Is every time that the Lee Cronin's The Mummy opens its mouth, it just says the worst thing.
The most outlandish, comical things you've ever heard.
You're my favorite. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know all about you. Starting with how those piggies taste. And then they stick their tongue under the door and lick feet.
It's a slow kind of caress, and the daughter just takes it. She just lets it happen.
This movie is sponsored by Lee Cronin's Clash of Clans, the feet bundle.
It's like, first of all, especially because if you look at The Exorcist, which this movie's like trying to be, when Reagan is possessed, she says some outlandish things, but none of them are like cringy. They're just shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're shocking and they're like fitting, like for the moment, like as like the adults are having a conversation, she responds and just like interjects herself with something like ridiculous. But like this one was just like, I'm going to be your favorite daddy now. It's like, huh?
It's like Sean Penn, Stephen Lockjaw dialogue, but possessed.
Literally.
Dad, you like black girls?
And this is a nitpick, but like as we're in the final act of the movie, the third act, like this whole like final like battle house sequence is going up and down for me. Like there's like 30 seconds where I'm like, oh shit, I'm having a great time. And then like it just falls. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And it just kept going. Mm-hmm. It was just so inconsistent, like you were saying earlier, Tachi. But this is a nitpick. But as like they're battling, like we've seen that Lee Cronin's The Mummy can now make other Lee Cronin the mummies out of like the siblings.
Right.
And at some point, I'm like, there's no way this family wins the night. Like, there's like absolute. I know you're supposed to take the realism out of it. You're supposed to get lost in the movie. But I was just like, there's no way in hell
they should not.
Any family is escaping this night.
And they even
I knew
had
they would.
Their side.
Yeah. And I knew they would, and they did. And I was just so pissed. I was like, this is so stupid.
I was really expecting the cop to draw her gun at some point.
Just
just like, how did she get it through customs? Yeah, TSA is famous for letting people from the Middle East come in carrying. Like, oh yeah, let her through. She's
let
good.
Her go.
She's good.
Yeah, I thought she was
She's here to
light
fight
up
a mummy. She's here to fight Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
She's gonna unload a couple clips and just go back.
She didn't, but I was really hoping that she did because it would have been so funny if she pulled out a gun.
That might have made it better.
It really took me out of the final battle when the mummy, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, says, "I'm their kid's daddy now."
Yeah.
Like, what are we, Lee? What are you smoking?
Oh,
Pass it.
Like, this is an Egyptian demon. Shouldn't it have been speaking that ancient language? That would have been great.
That would have been so cool. It was this whole bit about this ancient Egyptian language, and then it's just like sounds like a pervert on 6th Street.
That was my same problem with It Lives Inside. Like, you have this really cool idea digging into this like ancient historical like trauma and demonology, and it's just like a narrative tool, and then they don't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with It Lives Inside is they just kept showing it.
Yeah,
once
that
it
too.
like actually got shown, I was like, oh.
And this is the opposite. We obviously see Lee Cronin's The Mummy throughout, like she's the poster, but once she starts gaining the ability to speak, she's just saying the worst things. Shut up.
It just doesn't make any sense.
The Mummy.
I think after the toe thing, I would have just blown her head smooth off.
peeled her muffin cap back blue.
What are you saying, Tachi? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but it just yeah, her powers make no sense.
Yes.
Like, if she has to get in physical contact with someone to control them, their body, and make them levitate, like she did with her sister. I mean, she was in constant physical contact with everyone, but never once like took over the mom, never took over the dad. I guess took over the grandma after she killed her.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like nothing's consistent about this entire movie.
It was very inconsistent. That's what I was saying. I was like, there's no way they survived tonight.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
They should not have. Like everything was pointing that they just really shouldn't have. One other piece of dialogue that I wanted to point out that I thought was atrocious was Lee Cronin's The Mummy Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets on top of the table
yeah.
and then looks at the father and she's like, I know you want a taste or something like that. And I was like, oh,
she lifts up her skirt.
Yeah, she's like, come slurp me up or something. I'm like,
get down, get off the table. What are you doing?
With like the water bottle you squirt the cat.
Get back in your coffin.
Bad grandma, bad. Lee Cronin's the grandma.
What would have happened if they had just blown its head smooth off? Like, would it have died?
Credits would have rolled. I don't know.
Yeah, why has the Egyptian family just never tried to kill the host? And
I'm sure someone has, and that just doesn't do well.
Maybe they should try again.
What would happen? So if the spirit goes without a host, what can the spirit do? Is it just floating about? Can it interact with people? Can it cause mayhem?
It's probably just chilling.
Yeah, what if it's like literally just like an entity in the corner that can't do anything to you? You give it a body, then it can maybe do something. So stop giving it bodies. Stop feeding him.
They could have put the tomb, just drop it in the middle of the ocean.
That too. Spirits can't swim.
Well, I feel like, couldn't it like levitate stuff? So couldn't it just levitate the tomb open and swim out?
Well, no, because the tomb is meant to keep it sealed.
No, but like when it's
sarcophagus. That's the word.
When it's awake, right? Like they're like, oh, we need to change it. So that makes me think that it's not like it wouldn't just keep it alive. Like it would be able to open it at some point. Like,
I don't know.
Maybe we're just spending too much time trying to rationalize.
That's what happens when you get a movie like this. And I had a fun enough time with it. I had a fun enough time with it. Will I ever watch it again? Probably not. But when this daughter is terrorizing this family, that's when this movie's at its peak. There's probably like 45 minutes of like, I'm having a real good time in this movie.
See, that was the bad part for me.
Same.
I was bored by that. Like, to me, the peak is the detective stuff, the history, the investigation, like people finding stuff out like concurrently.
Yeah, that was cool. One other thing that really bothers me is, what was the entire point of the Morse code teeth clicking to give the hint about Layla if it wasn't like the daughter, like her spirit, like overpowering the demon for a little bit? Like, I thought it was going to turn into like the daughter trying to help them solve the mystery, get it out of her body, something like that. But if the demon is in control the entire time, then like, why did they do that?
I get what you mean. I was thinking a similar thought whenever the dad was going through. He just had the idea to go through every letter they've ever received. And there was a letter sent by Layla. I had a similar thought where like that also doesn't really make sense for the demon to just start giving hints.
Right.
About like exactly what they need. That's just like a writing thing at the end of the day. And I thought that was fairly stupid. So I'm with you on that one. But yeah, whenever he opens the letter for Layla,
I thought Tachi's point And I was like, oh, this again, detective work. Here we go. This is going to get good.
Right.
And then it was just like, I was just joshing you. I'm a demon.
Yeah.
Boo.
I was like, oh, cool.
Got him.
Call back to Morse code. And then
Uh-oh.
Whoa, Richard.
Burn.
But the Morse code was to give us the very cute moment of her communicating with her father at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah,
she crawl around like Ben a lot. Speaking of Ben, Tachi, there were a couple of moments where I'm like, who would win, her or Ben from Primate?
Good question.
If Ben has help, he's taking
2
her.
Bens. 2 Bens versus 1 Lee Cronin's Katie.
I'm taking the Bens.
Yeah, because they would probably just blow her head smooth off.
Yeah.
None of this, I can take care of her crap. No, they'd be like tearing her limb from limb.
Yeah, they'd rip her wig off.
Imagine this demon in Ben's body.
Oh.
No one
There's
survives.
a movie. No one survives. The world ends.
Poor Haley Steinfeld's not surviving another night.
Like a walking nuke.
Here it comes. Here it comes. What else? Is there anything other like positive you also want to end it with, Alex? I think Tachi hated this movie.
I think he's going to give it the lowest score he's ever given on the pod.
I think he might.
What is your lowest score on the pod, Tashi?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think what it would have been.
That's a really good question.
Because you never did War of the Worlds.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to remember what you rated like Belladonna of Sadness.
I probably gave that like a 2.5 or 3.
If we gave it a 3, I think in that conversation we were saying if it was a higher rating, it was purely from an artistic standpoint.
Right.
Like the artistry around it. Yeah,
skimming through our episodes, I don't think I've given as low of a score as I'm about to.
I'm excited.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Do you guys want to move on to ratings, or is there anything else you need to say about Lee Cronin's The Mummy?
I think I'm all Lee Cronin's The Mummied out.
I'll say this.
Yeah, let's recap it real quick.
I do suggest watching this movie. I think if you're a horror fan, I think you can have fun with it.
I had fun with it.
Yeah, you may or may not. Like this movie can go like either direction for anybody. I had a fun enough time with it. Sounds like Alex had a fun enough time with it. Tachi might have also loved this movie. Take some friends that you maybe normally don't go to horror movies. Maybe take some friends that are squeamish. Make that the
Actually,
fun.
I do have one question for Tachi.
What?
At what point did you decide that if we weren't with you, you would have left?
Honestly, when nothing happened after the wake, and it just cut to nighttime, and the dad was just staring at the daughter that he tied up to a chair. I thought that was stupid, and it deflated all of the tension building leading up to the climax.
Oh, so you would have just rage quit?
Yeah, I would have rage quit. Like,
I respect that.
I still had hope that maybe they could pull it all together. But then after the wake, I was totally checked out.
At that point, you're like an hour 40 into this movie. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I want to shout out one more piece of dialogue before. Whenever the new daughter gets possessed and she goes to school, and the teacher's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And the daughter goes, I don't know what she says, but she's just like, why would I listen to a rat-faced cunt like you? At that point, I was like, okay, the movie needed more of exactly that, of those 5 seconds, and I would have had a great time.
Before we do ratings, here is one good thing I want to shout out. The little kid actors in this movie were all really funny.
They're really funny. They're really good. I really like the performance of the little brother in the beginning.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was so funny.
I was kind of sad to see that like it wasn't the same child actors, because like what we got from them in the beginning, in the first 20 minutes of the movie, I was like, they're so good in this.
It was really promising.
Yeah. I'm ready for a final rating.
I'm ready to.
Okay.
Like I was saying, this movie's a fun enough time. When it's on, it's on. When it's off, it's a slog. It's way too long, but it's gory. And it's fine. I'm giving this a 3 out of 5.
I agree with you. Like, it's probably not supposed to be a 3 out of 5.
Seems high.
But I think I went in with such low expectations that when I did give it a 3 out of 5, it felt right.
Yeah. And I will say real quick before you give yours, Tachi, I think if this movie, like, the parts that we're saying are the most invigorating parts of this, like the grossness of it all, really elevates it. And I think that's something Lee Cronin is really good at. I hope in his next movie, things are kind of shrunken down a bit and he gets back to more of that Evil Dead Rise kind of approach. Because I think if he can work with a really tight, well-written script, I think he could be cooking. I'm excited for his future and other movies that he'll release. So just wanted to say that.
Sure. Yeah, it wasn't a complete and utter disaster. Like I said, there were at least 1 to 2 things that I enjoyed pretty thoroughly, actually. Really loved the scene at the farm, or the sequence at the farm. However, if I'm watching a movie for over 2 hours and I don't care about a family that I just watched, like not a single member of the family did I care about after 2 hours. Like, come on. What are we doing here? 1 star.
You're giving this 1 star?
I'm giving it 1 star.
Wow.
So a 2 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10?
2 out of 10.
Okay.
That's crazy.
It would have been a half star if the farm sequence wasn't as good as it was.
Wow.
I wanted to leave,
Whoa.
and there's only one other movie that I've ever wanted to leave during. And guess who it was? Cronenberg. Coincidence? I think not.
I didn't even think of that.
That's insane.
I've been sitting on that for a while.
24 hours.
I'm so happy we do this podcast. That's so funny.
It's so good. All 5 of you that listen.
All right. Well, that was our Lee Cronin episode on Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Go watch it. Let us know what you thought. Form your own opinion. Maybe you'll fall higher than me or Alex, or maybe you'll be amongst with Tachi as well. Any closing thoughts from you guys?
Nope. I think I said my piece.
All right. Well, I hope you have a beautiful Lee Cronin night, and we'll see you in the next Lee Cronin episode. Have a good night. Bye.
Lee Cronin's the goodbye.